says, PTOWN, if you never knew which parts of the Bible should be taken literally, your own words, how did you decide that Genesis should?
Okay, so that's a tough part for me, right? Because a lot, quite frankly, I believe the Bible for other reasons. I believe it's objectively divine. For me to believe literally in a global flood and that God made man fully formed as well as trees and everything, yeah, it takes a lot of faith. I won't deny that.
But you
I
did
have
just
to
say that
note that most
you said your
Christians don't take it
subjective
literal.
belief was objective.
I just explained sometimes it can be, if it's referring to a hand, it's referring to the application of the hand. If it's referring to the eyes, it could be referring to the there are ways to defer it. You use the Bible to interpret the Bible. When it comes to Genesis, I'll just flat out say it. What I believe in when it comes to Genesis, a global flood, and God making us in his image is just flat out way better than what you guys believe in too. I also just want to. It's awesome. What I believe in is
What
awesome. You guys listen to like Hitchens. You believe that all death and destruction and catastrophe over billions of years were made by chance. It's disgusting. Compared to what I believe. So there is that aspect too. What do you guys think?
Thank you for
What you
admitting
believe
that
is
you make
divine.
believe because you want to, and
Yeah,
that's the reason why you believe.
That's an
that is
aspect
true.
because it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
also
it's not awesome and
divine
it's not objective,
divine
and that you haven't
command
said
theory.
anything else about it that was true, but you do want to make believe that, and so that's why you pretend that that's true. We don't believe the same way that you do. We understand the realities, and we don't have to make believe like you do. And by the way, it's not because our position is way more awesome, but it does happen to be way more awesome than what you
Well,
believe.
That
we
is
should have
true.
that
It is
discussion
nice.
But
sometime,
also, can I
Lauren.
just say,
We'll talk about
We get back to the
our
text and
So,
yeah, no
Minute
problem.
Rice says, I had your exact experience, P Town, except in reverse. When I finally realized that I was atheist, I found far more freedom in my life than I ever found as a Christian. Um, and I would just, Mark, would you chime in on this one?
What part exactly? I was thinking about what I wanted to say. Could you repeat what he
Okay.
said?
Yeah. Some people here have said that, and I've heard it from a number of people that the people that run the clergy project, for example, we're talking about that when people walk away from their faith, when you walk away, when you change from one faith to another, it's just adopting a new set of lies to make believe. But when you walk away from faith entirely, then you no longer shard off into every possible alternate direction. When you walk away from faith entirely, you start looking to actual truth instead, and then everyone converges back to the one and only actual factual reality, as opposed to religious faith that wanders off in every direction. And
comment is about
what
freedom.
what they've discovered
Yeah.
is that statistically, when people walk away from faith, when they give up their religions and such, they find that they become more tolerant, more reasonable, more curious. They go back to
Hmm.
school. They're more liberal. They're more inclusive. They just find it as an overall benefit that the better thing, the best thing they ever did was give rid of their faith. I'm just wondering about your opinion on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think one way of looking at this that really just resonated with me when I heard it the first time was and this is just hypothetical, but something about like we all have two lives and we don't get to start living our second and final life until we realize that this is the only one. And
Mm.
that certainly was true for me because I felt
Mm.
like once I was able to kind of shred myself from all these different beliefs and weird aspects, just this weird worldview of Christianity, where I'm no longer fixated upon what might be of my eternal life in heaven somewhere. That's not about this, but it's about something else. But rather, this is all I got. That today could be my last day on this earth, and so that for me, it just uh, changed everything.
I know for me, I there are so many ways I had no idea how much I was enslaved until I wasn't. And there were moments of realization and freedom for me that were earth shattering. The day I realized as a full adult in my 30s that nobody had been reading my mind every second of my life, and there was no record of it anywhere that was going to be pulled up on a big screen in front of my fucking parents, as I had believed since I was old enough to have such a concept.
I'm sorry that happened.
That is a level of liberation that I did not even, I never anticipated. I became an atheist because Christianity isn't true. It wasn't until I realized that I was able to see how incredibly evil it can be and was in my life.